What's going on, everybody? My name's Chris. I am your host of the Otterline Report. We are reporting in for results for yesterday, the day before, picks for today. Let's go over this. Uh, NBA, but start this off by saying NBA has been cooking, like absolutely cooking. It's actually been incredible to see. So, building this model, I'm really learning a lot about these sports, and I can tell you for sure that NHL is significantly harder to predict than NBA. NBA is still very difficult, but it's uh, so far the models have had an easier time with NBA over NHL. NHL, I'm having to create layers and layers of filters, sampling stuff, trying stuff, analyzing a ton of data to find some consistency. In NBA, it was basically just the consensus theory worked right away. I don't know if that will continue. Like, do we regress and find a balance? I don't know. But it's been really positive results so far. So NHL yesterday, 1 win, 0 loss. NBA, 6 wins, 3 losses. Super solid night. And how are we looking? So on the week, NHL power plays are 19-9. So that's really good for hockey. Diamond plays are 8-6. Underdogs are 3-0. And my plays are 22-14, 61%. So we've had a really good week. Like, this week has been exceptional, to be honest. We're hoping this continues into February. We need a big month for February. So the losses we took yesterday were Phoenix winning, Toronto winning, and Washington winning. Those were not our picks. Sorry, that's not what happened. I read it wrong. So LA beating Washington was the issue. Orlando beating Toronto was the issue, and then Phoenix beating Cleveland was the issue. So those were our kind of incorrect picks, but it happens. Honestly, sometimes like NBA getting losses, I think it's kind of a good thing because no model is going to run at a crazy percent, and we need to take some L's to level this thing out. And ideally, it's not our picks. That's what we want, as long as it isn't our picks. But 2 of them did lose yesterday, but we did really well regardless. So yesterday, do I have it here? Oh yeah, I should write down here. So we go down here. So yesterday we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 wins and 2 losses. This Washington game was kind of just a YOLO. We only put half a unit on that. Yesterday I was snowboarding, so I didn't record the podcast, but I did send the picks out to everyone through email, and they were on the website as well. So we had a nice win on Detroit, on the Nets, Denver, NOP, like solid night. Toronto and Washington were the losses, but profitable night. It's been really good. We're on a bit of a heater. Winning is a lot more fun than losing, I can tell you that. But in the losses, in those times that are difficult, we had a rough week and a half. Implemented some changes, I analyzed the data, I make some adjustments, and improved from it. So Columbus takes yesterday's game over Chicago 4-2. Columbus is just looking really good right now. New coach, they're like 7-1 since he's come in. So that's been very positive to see. Today, what's going on? So huge slate in NHL today after a slow night last night and a slower night in the NBA. So they're kind of countering each other, which kind of works out for us. But these big slates, this is the one thing with hockey is like big slates, it becomes a real filtering problem. The night before, it was a huge NHL card. We went 10-5, which was awesome, but I picked like 3 of the losers of my 4 picks. Filtering problem, which made me think, okay, so I looked at that night, how could we have done this better? And made quite a bit of algorithm changes, which I'm going to show you right now. So just staying here on hockey. So, okay, so the way the model currently works is consensus. We go purely based on consensus of the 4 models. So here's a 3 out of 4 models agree on Carolina over Washington tonight. It's just consensus. Everyone has equal say. But that's where I've been getting trapped, I feel, a little bit, and the model's been getting trapped. So I'm trialing, and we back tested. Let me refresh this. A new decision model. So this hopefully improves. And I've added this little tool tip here. If you're a premium member on the otterline.club, it's $10 a month. You get access to all these features. So this vector 4 decision model is 19 and 10 since we have the data just to back test it a little bit. The thing I like about this decision model is it's tiered. So there's like diamond plays, strong, lean, and pass, which is a little bit different than how these are calculated. Like these are purely based on like 4 consensus has a 66% win rate. That's where that comes from. But these signals, it's based on the confidence level of each model, not necessarily just the 4 models agreeing. So when 4 models agree, which they do on all of these picks here, even though all 4 models agree on all of these picks, they all have different ratings. So of the 4, like this, the Ottawa game tonight has the highest rating being verified. That's like the top tier. And then strong being the next tier. So strong currently is 12 and 4, and in our backtest we didn't have any verify, which we're gonna hope in time. And this is why this is currently a beta trial feature, but the theory is good because it's factual that so far that the Chatty Line and Otterline AI, 2 models here that are proprietary, when they're confident in their picks, they've done very well. 69% and 60% for 2 different confident tiers on Chatty Line and Otterline AI. When it's 80 to 100% confidence, it's gone 62%, and then 70 to 79, it's gone 61%. And then once it gets down to like 50% range, it's been 50-50. So the buckets are working. So I feel we should take that into consideration because tonight we have a bunch of 4 out of 4 models agree, but many of these picks, like the Otterline, has a 22% confidence on this Vegas pick. It says like we're leaning in Vegas, but we're like super unconfident in that pick. So if you're just looking at this without those confidence ratings, you could be misguided, which has happened. So I'm thinking this is going to be a much better system where confidence is weighted on top of the overall model performance. And additionally, like there's just some games it's telling you just to pass on it. Just pass. And lean. Just honestly, if it's 50-50, if you just want to YOLO a little bit, by all means. And then the stronger plays and then the verified plays. So I kind of did a bit of a YOLO today with Columbus. Reason this is just a personal pick. The model does say Columbus. And I'm liking that Chatty Line is fairly confident in it. And Columbus is hot right now. They're looking good. So, but I just put half a unit. Like this is kind of like just like if it was stronger on this poll, like it was up here, verified or strong, I'd probably put a whole unit, but it's kind of a lean 50-50 play. So we're going to go ahead, half a unit. So that's where that pick comes from. This one is like, I won't be surprised to lose this basically. So had the other night when I made all those, the model went 10 and 5, had I had this system come into play, I would have picked much better that night. So that's kind of where this whole idea came from. So Vector 4 decision model, we're very confident in its ability to help filter plays, and we'll get to know it over the next 2 months if it works. So that's going to be an interesting thing to see play it. So that's hockey. So NBA model, we have a few games tonight, and we have 2 verified value plays. We're going Charlotte and NOP, which I think is the New Orleans Pelicans. Like this is how naive I am for our plays. So let me just. This is embarrassing, but I don't care. Yeah, okay. So we're going NOP, New Orleans Pelicans tonight, and we're going Charlotte. Both of these plays are like omega underdogs. So I went half unit, and then a quarter unit. So I don't have a lot stakes tonight. I don't have a lot in terms of plays. I got 4 plays, but they're all like kind of small in terms of how I size them. So we have half unit on both hockey, and then half unit on Charlotte, and then here it says 0.5 half unit, but it's actually a quarter. So I actually did a quarter unit on NOP tonight. Overall, probably a risky card all in all, but that's what I'm going with. So we'll see how we do. So now if you on the featured plays, there's some new filters here. So I talked about confidence. So D7 is when both of those models, Chatty Line and Otterline, have a high confidence in that pick. Historically, it's gone 23 and 8. So we've gone ahead and picked Ottawa. So that's one game you could probably put a whole unit on, but I'm just like, I'm so skeptical of hockey right now because the model has been doing well, but I've been poorly picking them. So I'm just doing half unit on hockey right now until we figure out exactly our strategy. So some updates there. Pretty cool stuff. Any headlines? Let's see what's going on in the league. Maple Leafs trade rumors. So it's showing me a lot of trade rumors coming up. So that'll be fun to see all the trades happening. But I guess Jack Hughes is being evaluated for a lower body injury. Edge stats behind record 30 hat tricks in January. That's actually crazy. Kane scored 3 in final 2 minutes to shock Mammoth. Yeah, that was wild. Kane passes Modano, sets U.S.-born point streak. So cool stuff there. If you want the full slate, like you want all picks, head to otterline.club. $10 a month. There's 2 tabs currently, NHL and NBA. But MLB will be here in the spring. We're excited for that. So the full slate's right here for NBA. I'm going ahead and pick in just 2 games. But I don't mind this. So this is an so Atlanta tonight could be a good one, actually. That should probably be in our verified plays. Atlanta. So let's just see. Atlanta is, so it's Dunkel and Shaddy. How are they doing? Dunkel and Shaddy's 63% win rate. Interesting. I'll probably take this game. CBS. Should we take this? I don't know. I feel like yes. So I'm gonna actually add that to my picks. Yeah. So we're gonna add Atlanta. We're gonna take Atlanta tonight. We're gonna take Atlanta. They're a slight favorite. 2 or 3 models agree. I'm gonna go ahead and take Atlanta. So I'll add that on the website. You'll see it there. And yeah, that's what's going on tonight. Hope we have a good night. Hope last night was good, and I'll see you next time.